Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Good evening again. A big day here in the Bluegrass as President Trump makes his visit to the Bluegrass. It's not the first time and likely it won't be the last time before the November election. Before a fundraiser tonight with Governor Matt Bevin, President Trump first stopped by the Galt House to deliver a speech at the American Veterans Convention. We will break down what his speech was and what his visit meant to those at the event in a live report soon. But first tonight, Black Jewel miners still wait for their paychecks. While others look for a new line of work, a handful decided to head back to school. And today, WYMT's Will Puckett met up with one of them.
You know, some people may say this is a death of Harlan.
In October, Colin Cornett will turn 41.
You know, right now I've got 18 years underground. You know, look at 20-some years underground. That's a good portion of my life spent in this earth.
Now he is forced to shift his focus.
You know, I'd always told my wife I wanted to be out of the mines by the time I was 40, and I really didn't realize I was speaking that into life.
Nearly 2 months ago, one call while on vacation changed his life. He was without a job and paycheck.
Well, I was like, you know, if something ever happens, I could do this. And, you know, I didn't realize whenever I said that something was going to happen.
Now he is carving a new path. Cornett is enrolled in the machinist program at the community college. Here, he is learning a new trade, getting him out from underground.
I'm very excited because, you know, it gives me another option in life. You know, for 18 years I've been defined as a coal miner, and that's who I was and that's what I done.
This is a new chapter in a long book filled with pages from underground.
At the end of the day, my trials and my tribulations and everything that I go through, they don't amount to a hill of beans in the grander scheme of things.
But there is an unshakable faith.
But I see it maybe as a new beginning. I really do.
One he plans to guide him on a new journey. In Harlan County, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Colin Cornett is on the Fast Track Machinist program. He will be done in December. And today, a state lawmaker filed a bill that would close yet another Black Jewel loophole. Harlan County schools may have to refund $73,000 to Revelation Energy, a Black Jewel sister company. The money is for an overpaid utility tax. The problem, the coal company still owes the county hundreds of thousands of dollars. So school officials want to keep the money. As it stands now, the bankruptcy court will make the final decision. The bill aims to make sure this does not happen again. As many Black Jewel miners still look for work, EKSEP held another job fair, this time at the Harlan Center in Harlan. Multiple employers were there to help assist out of work Black Jewel miners find jobs and training that may suit them so that they can get back to work.
It has given them some hope to realize that the mining industry has fallen off from its heyday, and it's given them some hope to realize that there are other opportunities out there that they can use their skills. They got a lot of transferable skills, and they're very hardworking men.
More than 15 employers took part in today's fair. And the community is remembering a 34-year-old man who died in a car crash on Tuesday. WYMT's Madison Pergram talked to his family and people in the community.
I miss you, Robbie.
One family and community are spending their day remembering one of their own.
He made friends wherever he worked, wherever he went. He was very outgoing. He loved fishing.
Robbie Robinson died after a head-on collision Tuesday in Perry County.
I was shocked. It was unreal. It's still unreal.
His sister, Sarah Vidito, shocked after she received the news.
He was one of a kind.
A one-of-a-kind person whose world was centered around his family.
He loved his family, and his life was all about his boys and his wife. Boys and his wife, that's what he revolved around.
Robbie leaves behind a wife and 3 boys.
I just can't imagine them growing up without their father.
He was not only known as a remarkable father, but a friend to many.
He was the type of person that could make you smile even on your worst day.
Santa Miller, a family friend, was the last person to talk to him.
You never know whenever somebody's going to go.
Wishing she could redo one thing.
If I had known that he was going to go, I would have hugged him tightly.
But there is one thing she will continue to do.
I'll be there for the family until the end of time.
All while remembering Robbie and the life and legacy he leaves behind.
I love you.
In Hazard, Madison Pergram, WYMT Mountain News.
A bank account is set up for burial fund donations, and those donations can be dropped off at any People's Bank. Today, we also learned funeral arrangements for Jeannie Gayhart. Her visitation is Friday from 6 until 9 at County Line Community Church. Her funeral is Saturday at 1, also at the church. Gayhart was 62 years old. And on this day 2 years ago, as many of us celebrated the eclipse, one Leslie County family lost their loved ones. Paige Hayes was killed in a crash when someone hit her in Hyden. Paige Hayes, we're having some issues with the teleprompter here. This is video from a memorial that was unveiled Saturday. Hayes was only 23 at the time. Tonight, her family reflects with us on the impact of that day. Hear from them coming up at 11.
It's been another warm one here in the mountains once again. Still on the drier side, but that'll change as we head into the rest of those evening hours. We'll go ahead and take you to a few of those cameras. US 119, US 23 over into Jenkins. Drier conditions. Plenty of sunshine over there, and looking even on top of Jackson at the National Weather Service. 90 up there, a dew point of 66, so not too bad compared to the past couple of days, but still feeling like those lower 90s out there. Definitely on the hot and the humid side. A lot of us still in those 90s. Some spots already dropping into the upper 80s. We'll continue to see those temperatures drop over the next couple of days as that cold front approaches the mountains. But you could see feeling like those low to maybe even mid 90s to some. Definitely hot down into Jacksboro and down into Middlesboro. And satellite and radar has been on the quiet side today, but this will be a different story later tonight, and especially as we head into your Thursday. So those rain chances increase for both your Thursday and for your Friday as that cold front moves through. I'll have those details coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Paige. Well, President Trump is wrapping up his visit to Kentucky. Today, he called for clearing student loan debt for disabled veterans. This was part of his speech in front of hundreds of veterans in Louisville. The president discussed other topics involving veterans and the VA. Tonight, Victor Puente joins us live to wrap up that visit.
Well, this was the National Convention for AMVETS. It was the 75th National Convention. The veterans I spoke to today told me that they were appreciative that their commander-in-chief was here. The veterans I spoke to told me they felt like President Trump had been good for them, enacting policies that had been helpful. One woman told me that she was excited to meet a president for the second time.
When President Carter was president, I had the honor of shaking his hand and saluting him as my commander-in-chief. President Trump is my commander-in-chief, and it is an honor to be here to see my commander-in-chief.
During his speech, President Trump addressed the VA. He signed an executive order eliminating student loan debt for qualifying permanently disabled veterans. And he talked about the alarming statistic that 22 veterans a day commit suicide and the work that they have done to lower that number.
It's incredible, the difference between now and 3 years ago. To end the tragedy of veteran suicide, it will require government and society at all levels working together. We have to work together with a lot of different groups, a lot of people.
The AMVETS are a nonpartisan group, but Trump still got in a little campaign talk. He mentioned supporting both Mitch McConnell and Matt Bevin in their upcoming races.
It was as good as these rallies. He kind of kept off the political part, and excellent. Perfect for a veterans organization.
And while this speech may have been mostly nonpartisan, there was a political slant to this trip. After he left here, President Trump went to a fundraiser for Governor Matt Bevin. Live in Louisville, Victor Puente, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, thanks, Victor. Well, President Trump's visit did not come without protesters. Dozens of people lined up in front of the Galt House holding signs to have their voices heard. One protester said this is the only time she feels her voice can be heard. Another had strong words for the administration.
I have never seen such a perfect example of the snake eating its tail with this administration, and we're all being consumed by it. You know, these people are not leaders. They are parasites, they are opportunists, and they feel like they don't have to be held accountable to us.
Before coming to Kentucky, the president talked about the economy and gun control laws. Well, Kentucky's longest-serving congressman is leaving no doubt that he will be running for re-election.
So there's a lot of things I need yet to do, and I would feel terrible about retiring and sort of quitting the job before it's successfully finished.
Bill Bryant sat down with 5th District Congressman Hal Rogers for a taping of Kentucky Newsmakers. Rogers was first elected in 1980, and if he is reelected, he could soon become the longest-serving member of Congress from Kentucky ever. And today, Painesville High School finalized a partnership allowing students to become certified drone pilots. This program is through a partnership with the USA Drone Port. They are offering 4 different certifications, allowing much variety for students. The high school wanted to do this to open more careers for those who are not interested in going to college. They hope this will open many doors for students, as there are many job opportunities for those who are certified drone pilots. We'll have more on this story coming up at 11. And today we learned from a Facebook post the Perry County Sheriff's Department, Hazard Police, and State Police are working to form a drug task force. They posted this picture to Facebook along with State Representative Chris Fugit. The partnership will target illegal drug dealing in the county. And bikers in the American Legion Legacy Run are staying in London for the night. Hundreds of bikers from across the U.S. started in Florida on Sunday for a ride that will end tomorrow in Indiana, where they will be attending the 101st American Legion National Convention. The goal is to raise money for the American Legion Legacy Scholarship Fund.
They're spending the money, giving it to the families for the ones that want to go to college. It's awesome, awesome opportunity.
The bikers are now eating dinner at the Wildcat Harley-Davidson and will soon head over to the American Legion Post 16 for an award ceremony and donation.
And a cold front arrives later tonight, which will bring more scattered rain chances back into the mountains, but it will also bring a little bit of those cooler temperatures. And what about that weekend forecast? I'll have all those details coming up in just a little bit.
But first, the Martin County Sheriff's Department spent months struggling financially. Now things are beginning to improve. Here with the sheriff plans moving forward.